Welcome to Butts and Seats 101, a little webinar by Cloud Bedrock. A little bit about us. Who are these people? Cloud Bedrock is Jim and Doreen Hankins. We are a couple here in the metropolitan Detroit area. I happen to be Doreen. And we own and operate two businesses. We own and operate Detroit Arms, which is a firearm training facility here in metropolitan Detroit. We do the Michigan concealed pistol license class, and Cloud Bedrock, which is a software development company mostly run by Jim, also here in the Detroit Arms facility. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about being a successful training facility. So we're going to have an introduction. We're going to do some basic business fundamentals, formulate a marketing strategy, how to put butts in seats, proof of concept, how Cloud Bedrock is instrumental, and how you can become involved. So just a little introduction. Every instructor dreams of the day where they can effortlessly fill a classroom with eager students ready to learn. And whether your classroom can hold 6 people or 60 people, every seat counts when it comes to profit. Finding and getting those students is a considerable time management and financial struggle. Marketing, customer relations, teaching, and follow-up are all time-consuming activities that require extreme balance. So, streamlining the customer procurement and retention process can assure that you spend less time juggling all of the details and more time doing what it is you love to do, and that's teaching. But how? First, let's talk about setting your expectations. We did a little research. Salary ranges for firearm instructors. And as you can imagine, based on where you are in the United States, they're claiming that $38,900 is the low end and $410,000, and I wish I knew where that was, would be the maximum amount that you could make as a firearm instructor, with the average take home of $89,400, which is not too shabby. So how much time and energy are you willing to commit? Jack of all trades, master of none. Be realistic in how much you can take on yourself. Be cognizant of what you can delegate or automate. How are you spending your time? Are you spending your time doing busy work, or are you spending your time doing income-producing activities? What is busy work? Watching endless how-to videos, trying to make sense of social media, joining those local networking groups, hoping that that can bring you some business. What you need to be doing are income-producing activities. You need to be taking your leads, turning them into prospects, and turning them into customers, and we're going to help you do that. Income-producing activities also happen to include teaching, which is why we're here today. So the first thing you should do is you should know your competition. You should focus on what makes you different as an instructor. You need to outshine your competition, and you can easily do that by focusing on customer service. Whatever you do, don't compete on price. Pricing will drive you to the bottom faster than anything. Well, I guess customer service could drive you to the bottom as well. But once you lower your price to compete on price, it's very hard to turn that around and get your pricing at a place where it needs to be. You should be monitoring social media, not just to find out what your competition may or may not be doing, but to find out what the hot points are for the people on social media. What are the people in your community talking about? What are some of the things that are happening in your community where you could step in and offer some type of training? You should consider partnerships, and that could be with other instructors. That could be with other ranges. That could be with things like churches and groups in the community where you can offer your expertise. You should remember to maintain your stride and stay focused. Don't let the haters hate on you and take your focus away from what it is you're here to do. And always remember that even little wins are still wins. Know your market. We have a giant available market to us as trainers. And so what we need to do is we need to take into consideration our available market. We have to take into consideration what the potential market is for our particular area, and then hone it down to what our target market is, and then make sure you can be found. So let's start with the basics, the bedrock of your business. We're going to talk a little bit about your brand, the delivery, and then Consuela's here to talk about housekeeping. Branding is so important. Purchasing for people is an emotional experience, and having a strong brand helps people feel good about you at an emotional level when they engage with your company. So, creating a strong brand improves recognition. It helps support your advertising efforts. It encourages customer loyalty. It generates referrals, trust, and new revenue. So your company name should stand out from your competition. When you're thinking about making your company name, use clear, descriptive, easy to remember words and make sure your name can be carried over to a logo, some slogans, and some taglines. Delivery is important. There's no flying by the seat of our pants allowed here. We need to set the stage to make sure that we meet or exceed our customers' expectations consistently. So before you set out scheduling classes, make sure you've covered the bases. The bases are: one, have a place to host your students, have a place to shoot with your students, have a support system of people that can assist you. And that isn't just range safety officers or other assistants, but assistance means, what if you can't answer your phone for a day? Is there someone who can field the phone calls for you? Is there a group of people out there that can promote you to other people so that the word gets spread amongst your friends and family? And then have a true commitment and understanding that success may not come overnight, that this might take some work. Housekeeping. I am on the phone constantly with up and coming instructors who are new to the business. This is sort of a side hustle for them, and they forget that this is a business. So what we need to make sure we do is project a professional image. This isn't the time to flex. It's not about going on social media and showing all your fancy guns. This is a time to buckle down and put a professional image together. You need to be able to answer your phone. I know this is a side hustle for a lot of individuals, but answering the phone is key to success. And if you can't answer your phone on a consistent basis, you should have some type of autoresponder that can or will answer your phone. Develop a clear outbound message for your voicemail. Keep your voicemail inbox in working order, not full. So many times I go to call an instructor and their voicemail box is either not set up or it's full and can't take any additional messages. That is off-putting to a potential client. You should be returning phone calls and emails in a timely fashion, timely meeting within 24 hours. Have a professional email address. I've run across instructors that have clearly their Gmail address from high school when they were hot chocolate 123. And that doesn't exactly project the image that we want as a professional instructor. And then make sure you check your messages, both your phone messages and your email messages regularly, so that you're able to return those calls and emails in a timely fashion. We need to start a marketing strategy. A Google Business Profile is where we should start. Google dominates the search engine market. In fact, as of this past January, Google holds 91.6% of the market share for people out there searching on search engines. We could talk a little bit about advertising. There's all kinds of options out there for advertising: direct mail, outdoor advertising, display advertising, broadcast on TV or radio, interruptive ads on social media. There's literally dozens of very expensive options. Social media is a great place to start a marketing strategy. Facebook is the most popular social media in the world with 3.05 billion monthly active users. And Facebook has 2.09 billion daily active users as of this past January. And then a website. Everyone should consider having a website because it offers you an online presence 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it creates an information exchange. It lends credibility to who you are as a company, and it allows you to advertise without restriction, as well as you can teach on the internet and on your website. And we're going to show you a way to get that done. So, unfortunately, a lot of instructors come into the business thinking if you build it, they will come. And I have found for a lot of people that once you run through your friends list and your relatives and your neighborhood, people tend to be standing there saying, well, where did they all go? There are other instructors that go out and they do the whole Thanos Infinity Gauntlet method where they go out, they take every single class they can possibly take, and they think that just because they have 15 classes under their belt that they're going to be able to serve everybody. Is that how we should go about it? I'm going to give that a maybe. It depends on your market. If you're in a smaller market where people maybe aren't looking for all of those things, it may not be an option for you. As a beginning instructor, I don't know that I would want to spend my time and effort getting all of those things under my belt. That's where the whole partnering with other people in your area may be helpful. I have talked to so many instructors who went gung ho with a mega website and super SEO, and they're literally spending thousands of dollars to put up a website. And the reality is, search engine optimization, which we refer to as SEO, can take months in order for people to be able to find you when they're on the internet. You should know that search engine optimization isn't advertising and that you can't pay your way onto Google's organic search results. There are ways to pay for yourself to be at the top of Google's search results, but organically you can get there very inexpensively with little work and much faster than paying somebody $2, $3, $4, $5,000 to do an SEO workup on your website. Social media. Active social media users have passed the 4.55 billion mark. That's billion with a B. The average daily usage of social media is 2 hours and 27 minutes, and Facebook alone has 2.9 billion monthly active users. Almost 90% of marketers say their social marketing efforts have increased exposure for their business. And according to HubSpot, 71% of consumers are more likely to purchase based on social media references. So that guy there on the screen, that's Mark Zuckerberg. And as everyone knows, he runs Facebook. And I give that guy exactly $0 in advertising funding. He and I have had a long, sordid history where I had been in the past giving him hundreds and even there were months, thousands of dollars in order to promote my business on social media. But I no longer do that. Economically, utilizing social media is the way to go. I use all social media platforms to my advantage, but I don't pay a dime in advertising to get my students. People are always looking for the single magic bullet that will totally change everything. And I'm here to tell you, there is no single magic bullet. The magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And there are ways for you to grow your business faster. I'm going to show you, this is a picture of my classroom, a recent class, how to put butts in seats as a CPL instructor. My goal is zero advertising dollars. I consistently put between 20 and 40 butts in seats every single week, and sometimes more, with $0 in ad spend at Detroit Arms. We are in a highly competitive market. There are instructors on every corner in the metropolitan Detroit area, not just USCCA instructors. We have NRA instructors. We have Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners instructors. There are literally instructors on every corner. How do I put 20 to 40 butts in seats without spending a dime on advertising? I use a free Google Business profile. I have a free Facebook page. I get referrals via shared Facebook posts. I have a website. I have missed call text back and chat. I do regular emails to my alumni, and I utilize automation to help us automatically fill seats. And we're going to talk about that later. You need to get found on the internet. If they can't find you, they can't hire you. So you need to think like a prospective client. When people open up a browser and they type in their ask in the browser, The goal is that you appear. So you need to make sure that you use keywords that someone's going to be looking for the types of training that you offer in your market. And you should also remember that not everyone is able to call between the hours of 9 to 5. So you need to offer hours that are compatible with students being able to reach you. So here is, if you were to go into Google here in the metropolitan Detroit area, type in firearm training near me, you'll see Detroit Arms comes up. And I'm a little aggressive. It says that I close at 10 p.m. All of my phone calls for the business go right to my cell phone. So I am able to literally answer phone calls, and people do call as late as 10 o'clock at night. I have a free Google business profile. It literally costs nothing to be listed. It's highly visible. It allows you to appear in Google Maps. People can leave reviews for others to see. You can link it to your website. You can have chat, and you can feature photos, hours, and more on your Google business profile. If you don't have a regular business address that you run your business out of, maybe you bounce from VFW hall to VFW hall in your community. It doesn't matter. You don't have to display an address. Google is going to ask you for an address initially so that they can verify you as an individual. But when your listing actually goes live, it doesn't need to show. You can add photos of what your classroom looks like. People always comment that they've gone online, they've looked at the photos of what the Detroit Arms seating arrangements are, what our outside of our building looks like. There's more if you go to the Detroit Arms Google business profile, but you can see that we have a lot of photos on there to encourage people to take our class. A free Google Maps listing, again, literally costs nothing to be listed. It's highly visible. People can search for local trainers. You, on your listing, are able to add up to 20 locations served. So what I do as Detroit Arms is I pick 20 of the communities where I know 2A friendly people live. I can link it to my website. It's got chat features that can be installed for mobile, and it can offer directions to your facility. I have a Facebook page. Again, this costs literally nothing to be listed. It's highly visible. People can leave reviews again for others to see. You can link it to your website. You can have chat installed. You can advertise your classes, and you can, again, feature photos, hours, and more. I join free Facebook groups. Again, it's $0 out of pocket and ad spend. And in any given community, there are thousands of local groups available online. I know here in the metropolitan Detroit area alone, I'm in over 190 groups that are all different kinds of groups. Some of them are resident groups. Some of them are garage sale groups where they allow you to put your classes and things like that. Many areas in the country have multiple groups. Most of them allow ads, local ads for local businesses. It's free to join and list in the groups. It's highly visible. Many groups have calendars that you can post to, and all of these things combined automatically fill seats. I do calendar posts. Many of these groups have where you have an upcoming events area where you're able to list your classes on those upcoming events. Absolutely free to do. People can click on them and register direct with you just on these community calendar posts. I do a lot of advertising creatives. You'll notice that that yellow card follows me throughout all of my advertising. It's traditionally 6-7 times somebody has to see something before they recognize it as something that they've seen before, something that would be legitimate. And so I try to make my advertising creatives that I put in the Facebook pages and on the groups and in the calendars as bright and informative as I can. I have a business website. It's my 24/7 salesperson. On my website, I'm allowed to put anything I want. I put my class dates and times. I offer valuable industry information. We recently had a bunch of law changes with regard to firearms transfers here in the state of Michigan. I was able to put that up without reservation. I can include links to sign up for class. I can include links to purchase online videos. I do have a series of online videos where I sell training online. It's got a map and directions to my facility. I have a blog where I talk about relevant news topics, and it has chat capabilities. I also utilize web funnels, and this is another way to get clients funneled into you. I often offer free training. I do that in the form of a video that I put up, and it's a video. My introduction to handguns video is about 45 minutes long, and it's a way to funnel interested people into me for taking training. So, a web funnel is just a professional looking web presence that can lend credibility to your company before they even talk to you. And web funnels actually allow you to capture leads and funnel them to specific training options, all while gathering names and email addresses for future follow up automagically. So, people who land on a funnel, I'll typically put out there free firearm safety class or free introduction to handguns class in order to watch it. It doesn't cost them anything, but in order to watch it, they give me their name, they give me their email address, and then the Cloud Bedrock platform delivers that class to them in a video on demand web format. They can watch it on any internet connected device. They can watch it at their convenience. And I get notified that somebody has registered to watch the program, and you can't get a hotter customer than somebody who's just watched you give them an introduction to handguns. I do email marketing. You should know that it costs 6 to 7 times less money to market to an existing client than it does to market and gain a new one. Studies show that 83% of customers are open to referring a business after conducting a successful purchase, and referred customers are 4 times more likely to refer others to the same business. So with email marketing, you're going to say, well, I only do one type of class. Why would I still email my students? Well, you want to encourage students who've taken your class to refer you to other students. So maybe you'll email them a coupon. Maybe you'll email them an offer. Me personally, I allow all of my alumni, people who've taken a Detroit Arms class, to attend the class again completely free, as long as they're bringing me a paying customer. So what that means is if a guy comes and takes a class and his wife or partner doesn't come with him, he may come back in a month to bring that person to the class. If a head of a family wanted their adult children to take the class, they're able to usher them in, be moral support, attend the class. I don't give them additional range time, but I do make it so that it's attractive for people to want to take in the class. Our class is 8 hours long. It's a lot of information to take in on one day. And so it keeps people coming back for more. I have missed call text back. If a potential client is calling and you can't take the call, the reality is that if you don't answer, they're just going to simply call the next person that they found on the Google search. So what if you could automatically respond? Even if they didn't leave a message, this could buy you critical time in order to save that call. So every time you don't answer a phone call, you take a chance at missing a potential client. For me, I'm a one-person show. I'm running Detroit Arms. Jim is running Cloud Bedrock. So I wear a lot of hats. I can't always grab the phone, especially if I'm already on it. So every caller that calls Detroit Arms, whether they leave a message or not, they get an instant communication from me saying, hi, it's Doreen with Detroit Arms. Sorry I missed your call. I'm going to call you momentarily. Is there anything I can help you with in the meantime? Oftentimes, I'm able to answer those questions for people. They'll simply say something like, where's your class schedule? How do I register for a class? Simple things that if I'm already on the phone with someone and I see this message come in, I can often answer right away. Chat. I never thought in a million years that chat was going to be a cohesive way for me to do business. And it used to be that in order to chat with a client, I had to physically be in front of my computer with either my website up or signed into Facebook or wherever it was that I was offering chat capability so that I could see them come in on my computer. And that's not the case anymore. It all delivers to an app, either running on my computer or even on my phone. So when people are chatting, no matter what platform they're coming to me from, it all funnels into one place for me to easily see it. You would be surprised to learn how many people contact me on a daily basis via chat and not via a phone call. It is literally shocking. There are people, we're all pretty much back to work now. They're sitting in the cube farm at work, and they don't want the lady in the cube next to them hearing them calling around and looking for an upcoming class. So chat it is. They chat me up on Facebook. They chat me up on my website. They click the chat button on Google Business Profile, and they're able to discreetly ask questions and get answers. Guerrilla marketing, that's my word for budget-friendly ways to bring attention to your business and to drive students to you. These are just ways that I get business where I don't have to put an outlay of money in order to get that advertising out there. So I get creative. I have unique business cards. You see the bright cards that I use. I have those printed. I leave them behind at restaurants. Many restaurants in our area have a place where you can leave some business cards. I leave them at party stores. I leave them at all kinds of places around town where people gather. I run contests on my website. The Detroit Lions had an amazing year this year. And so I took that and used it as an opportunity to run contests as the year went on. I would log on. I would say, hey, there's a game today. Give me the winning team name and the final score. And I need that entered by halftime. And if you are correct, you win a seat to a Detroit Arms class. All year, I ran this entire football season. I ran it. And all football season, I gave away one seat. But in that time frame, I gained thousands of followers to the Detroit Arms brand because people would put their entry in and they would share it with people on their Facebook page, who then would come to the Detroit Arms page, enter the contest to win. I put flyers on community boards. I find these are really useful in home improvement stores that have little boards out there where you can put your flyer to advertise your class. I donate gift certificates to local fundraisers and wild game dinners. I host free USCCA mini classes here so that people can come in, see the facility, learn something new. And then again, I do emails to past students. Automation. So much of what a small business owner does on a day-to-day basis can truly be automated. If you want to consistently reach out to past students, you should automate it. Would a class reminder or an SMS message help avoid no-call, no-shows for class? You should automate it. I know that for me, my classroom holds 60 people. So if one or two people don't show up, it's not a huge loss. But for some instructors, if you can only take 6 people and 2 of those people don't show up because, they forgot, or I thought it was next week, that's a huge financial hit to an instructor with a smaller reach. And then if you want to run Facebook advertising, hitting the right market every time, there are ways to automate that as well. So what we need to do as instructors is we need to follow industry trends. And traditionally, firearm training has all been done in a classroom, in person, which often requires you having a physical classroom. But what if you could teach 24/7, 365 from anywhere, even while you sleep? Forbes has cited that from 2011 until 2021, the number of learners reached by online courses increased from 300,000 people to 220 million. For me, online learning is a big deal. You can train students 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can do it utilizing Zoom. You can do it utilizing video on demand. And all of the challenges that you've faced with not having a physical facility or having to rent a physical facility, all of these challenges that you face are creating massive opportunities for instructors nationwide. To be honest, there's not enough hours in the day for every in-person class that I want to teach. There's not always enough space for students, and location, location, location. I went from teaching students from a 50-mile radius who would come to find me to be able to teach students throughout the entire state of Michigan. And that's a pretty large area that I can draw people in from. Online learning is a $458.8 billion projected value in the global e-learning market by 2026. So it is a growing market. 70% of students agree that online classes are better than traditional. 98% of US corporations have incorporated online learning, and 42% of businesses who use online learning generate more income than those who do not. So I'm going to rewind the clock a little bit here, and we're going to talk about COVID. Here in the state of Michigan, where we're located, in March of 2020, the COVID pandemic went into full swing here in the state of Michigan. And it was not long after we discovered that this was going to be a real big something, all in-person training was ordered to be stopped by our governor. She said, no in-person anything, everybody needed to stay home, only essential workers on the street. And the problem for me was that's how I earned my money, doing in-person training. So I had to pivot, and I had to do it fast because I needed to stay employed and my employees needed to stay employed. So as Jim would say it, field expedient methods were put quickly in place. And when Jim came up with the idea of how we were going to continue to do business, I pushed back. I had never used Zoom before, especially for something like firearms training. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. How was I going to do that? I don't have time to learn software. I didn't want to be on camera. There are days, well, most days I have bad hair. I didn't like how I looked on camera. I was nervous in front of a camera. What if people think I'm ugly? I don't know how to do this. I don't want to do this. People are going to eat me alive if they see that I'm fearful. And quite frankly, who was going to buy into it? People are used to training in person, and they're never going to log on to a webinar to learn things like firearms. And so I was challenged with how was I going to change their mindset? How would I manage a group of people online? And why would they choose to do this? And fun fact, online learning, it turned out people ate it up. They were all sitting at home looking for something to do. At that point, they could only watch so much Netflix before they started to look into other things that they could do to check off their things they wanted to do or their to-do list. So I reached out to the state of Michigan, and they agreed to allow me to take the first 5 hours of our class, deliver it online, and then I started a waiting list for the 3-hour in-person range requirement for the class. And class attendance literally skyrocketed. We went from hosting in-person training primarily on the weekends to teaching every single day. Class sizes more than doubled because we weren't restricted to the number of people we had room for. And people who would normally not attend because of our prominent weekend-only schedule now were able to attend. So it was literally like printing money. And it hasn't stopped. There are USCCA instructors all over the country who are taking advantage of online learning. And many are using the little-known program called Cloud Bedrock to leverage huge results in the number of students they have come to them for training. So everyone here has knowledge. You should monetize it. It's just a fact that students are less threatened by online content and are apt to sign up to just see what it's all about. It establishes credibility for you, and you can highlight your personal knowledge and teaching style, and classes can be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know that when I have a student log on and do a precursor class like Introduction to Handguns, they come to the class better prepared. So if you can dream it, you can do it. You don't need a fancy studio. You don't need a beauty routine. If you can form words, you can teach a class online. And the reality is, content is king for these classes. The USCCA has provided a wealth of training opportunities for you right in your instructor portal. These classes, though, have to be delivered live if they're done online, and you also receive student credit. So I often see instructors out there who are really struggling to get those 20 students under their belt every year. The reality is the USCCA has plenty of training opportunities that you don't have to rent a classroom in order to do. You can pick apart the developing a personal home and protection plan, break those out into segments, and teach 55-minute courses online via a Zoom webinar, and you get student credit for those. The caveat, though, is that they have to be delivered live if you do them online. You can write your own content. You can create videos based on anything you know and deliver it on demand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can talk about basic firearm safety. You can talk about kids and guns. There's all kinds of things that you as an instructor know and can share with the public. You don't have to monetize all of it. You can offer free classes in order to encourage them to come to your concealed carry classes, or you can charge for classes. The list is endless. And then Cloud Bedrock, we have an entire block of done for you content where the heavy lifting is already done. We've taken our 16 years of industry experience. We've pre-recorded content that is professionally done and able to use by you. You can customize it. You can add a personal greeting before it or after the course. You can just take our slideshow and record it with your own voice. And you can literally launch video on demand training to your website in as little as a day. And you're saying, well, how can I do that? And we're going to get there. Here at Detroit Arms, we've created a number of classes, and I've recorded them generically so that it doesn't have anything to do with Michigan law. It doesn't have anything to do with being in Michigan. One of those recordings is the real estate agent safety class. There is a USCCA curriculum for real estate agent safety. That curriculum has to be delivered either live, in person, or live on the internet. If you want to record something where a real estate agent could watch a video any time of the day or night, we have that already done for you. As a Cloud Bedrock client, we recorded our own version of a real estate agent safety program, and it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've recorded a travel safety class. It's a 45-minute class, and it's a great way to talk to students about how to keep themselves safe while they travel. It's no mystery that there's plenty of no carry zones or no guns allowed zones in the United States. But in addition to that, a lot of our students travel internationally, and they need to have some ideas about how to keep themselves safe. So this video itself, 45 minutes long, it covers the full spectrum of safety-related topics when it comes to travel. And then we also have a practical self-defense class that is on the schedule to be recorded. And that is, again, going to be probably a little longer than 45-minute course. And again, it's something that can be delivered to people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm going to tell you that I literally make money while I sleep. And here's a little sales snapshot of one of the courses that I sell. And you can see that people are buying that class at 4:15 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all kinds of times throughout the day. What are they buying? They're buying a little video that I created. It's the Detroit Arms 3-hour Michigan Concealed License Renewal course. In the state of Michigan, we renew our CPL licenses every 5 years. On the affidavit for renewal, it has the applicant state that they've done a 3-hour review of the required training in order to renew their license. Taking a class is not required by law. We offer it simply because our customers have asked for it. So I created a video on demand. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The customer can watch it all at once. They can watch it in segments. The beauty of this class is that it doesn't have to deliver just to the people in my neighborhood or in the 50-mile radius that I typically pull students from, this video is applicable to everyone throughout the entire state of Michigan. So I created a little funnel for it. It's a web page just dedicated to, hey, is it time to renew your CPL? Instead of calling it www.detroitarms.com, I've called it www.michigancplrenewal.com, which then takes the focus on the city of Detroit away, and it makes it more open to the entire state of Michigan. I offer them the ability to choose an in-person class. I have the online self-paced video. I've also created an ebook of all the information that they can download and read at their convenience. In the funnel, I give them a little bit of information about why to consider taking a renewal class. Why not just Google it? Well, honestly, it will probably take you 3 hours alone just to find the information that you need to know in order to sign that affidavit. I tell them what I'm going to teach them. I let them know that I've been in the industry for more than a day. And if they have any questions, they're welcome to reach out to me as an instructor. The video session itself, I'm not on screen for any of it. I'm just voicing over all of the things that the state of Michigan says you need to review. It's just a basic PowerPoint presentation, just like we're doing now. And people are eating it up. Video on demand, visiting an online training platform is proven to be less intimidating for a new gun owner. So you're able to address the fact that they don't know what they don't know in mass numbers. You've taken it from your local community to the entire state. Prospective customers get a chance to meet you before they decide to train with you or somebody else. I know that there are many instructors in our area. Everyone has a different teaching style. Anyone who's ever watched a video training thing on the internet knows that there are times where you will log on and the person that's talking, there's no way I could stay engaged for 8 hours listening to their cadence in their voice or to the way that they're handling themselves in a classroom. So having the opportunity for a student to see your style is amazing. Oftentimes, your clients will watch a training opportunity ahead of taking an actual class, and they arrive for that class better prepared to learn. And the best part is there's no restriction on the number of students you can train in a day. So video on demand, if you have an internet connection, you can do it. If you have the ability to form words in order to convey a thought, you can do it. If you have an idea, information, a thought that a class that you can put together, you can do it. People yearn for more training and they can't always make time in their schedule to join an in-person class. So this is our opportunity to help them to learn. And with video on demand, there's no restriction on the number of students you can train. So then I have people who say, well, I'm just going to put it up on YouTube. I'm just going to put it up on some other learning platform. The deal is that in order to monetize that, in order to get money or to monetize what it is you're teaching, you have to have thousands of students subscribe to your channel in order to do that. Other platforms where you don't have to have thousands of students, they will take a cut of what it is you make. The best part about utilizing the Cloud Bedrock platform is that unlike other video on demand platforms, you keep every penny you make from your video on demand classes. Cloud Bedrock does not take a percentage of your sales, even from the white labeled content that we produce for you. Everything you make off of that content is yours to keep, as long as you're a Cloud Bedrock client. Your content is hosted on our platform, so you don't need to search for a place to host. Even the content you produce, it's all on there. Even the stuff that's all done for you, it's all hosted on our platform. And we at Cloud Bedrock are able to assist you with any and all questions that you have with regard to content creation. All you have to do is ask. Me personally, I use Cloud Bedrock not just because Jim developed the program, but like so many small business owners, every single day is a juggle for me. I'm answering the phone. I'm keeping up on social media. I'm preparing for class. I'm teaching class. I'm the one who cleans the classroom. I'm the one who does all the advertising. I do the vacuuming. And quite frankly, I'm the person who's in there cleaning the bathroom, wondering why there's candy wrappers all over the bathroom and so much more. What Cloud Bedrock does for me is it's all the tools that I need to grow all in one place. It gives me missed call auto text back, SMS messaging, email messaging, web chat, reputation management, which we haven't covered in this video, but it is something that we talk to people about that are Cloud Bedrock members, how the reputation that you have on something like your Google business profile will affect getting business. There's a mobile app for Cloud Bedrock. So no matter where I'm at, if I'm in the building, if I'm out shopping, if I'm out to lunch, I'm able to have every communication funneled to me on my phone so I can respond no matter where I'm at. I have websites, I have funnels, I have online learning portals, and so much more. At Cloud Bedrock, we help you grow. You are not alone in the struggle. This Cloud Bedrock system is a proven system. We have instructors nationwide who've benefited from the Cloud Bedrock platform. And we do training for a living. This is a world that we've been in for many years. We've been doing it over 16 years. We've been USCCA instructors for many of those years. And we've become a USCCA official partner and have been for many years. So you get to learn from our trials and tribulations. I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you what has worked for me and how to get it accomplished in your market. We do both one-on-one and group support for our clientele. We do a complete review of your existing presence. If you have Facebook stuff out there, if you have a Google business profile, we'll go through it one by one and get you to a place where it's going to benefit you. We offer individualized suggestions for growth. We help you with meme creation, logo creation, marketing development, and so much more. So you're saying to yourself, well, why Cloud Bedrock? And unlike most of the tech landscape, we respect the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. We have over 16 years in the firearms training business. Jim, my husband, is a U.S. Army veteran. So we are veteran owned and operated. And to say that we are 2A friendly is an understatement. So how will it work for you? Whether you are a new instructor just starting out or you're an established instructor just looking to elevate your business, I can assure you that this program is for you. And whether you are the only person in your town offering training, or if you have someone on every corner like most people do, this is for you. And if you're tired of struggling to put butts in seats and you want a larger share of the addressable market, this is for you. Cloud Bedrock puts all the tools you need all in one place. It's got workflow automation, tracking and analysis, email customization, websites, funnels, e-learning courses, so much more. Are you interested in Cloud Bedrock? Book a free, no obligation call with me, and we'll discuss how the Cloud Bedrock system can work for you. We'll go over any questions or concerns you might have. If you don't see a time that works with your schedule, I am Eastern Standard Time, and I know people in other time zones don't always fit into my schedule. Just give me a call or text me, and I can schedule something off books, off the record for you. You can reach me at https://cloudbedrock.com/contact. Reach out to me. I will be there for you. We can schedule a call and I can let you know how it can work for you. Thank you for joining my presentation. I appreciate you. Hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much.